I had heard about Boss, but when I went to Westminster Seminary in California, I met Jim Dennison, and he explained Boss to me, and I got very excited about it. But I was also in love with Diane and wanted to come back and marry her. And so I
Different kind of
came
love.
back. Yeah, came back. As Lane knows, I really outkicked my coverage with Diane, but came back to Ohio and looked up Charlie Dennison in Pittsburgh, and he was really the one who taught me everything. And I was thinking about that in preparation for this evening, and that how Charlie came to learn about Voss, and then how Jim came to learn about Voss. Charlie was a Geneva College graduate, and he went to a Banner of Truth conference in 1966, and he heard Edmund Clowney. Gershner was the headliner of the conference, but Clowney really sparked Charlie's interest, and Charlie ended up enrolling at Westminster. And in his first semester, he just so happened to take Dick Gaffin's class on New Testament theology, which would eventually become Dick's class on Acts and Paul. And Charlie was just loved every second of it, and just read everything that Dick put before him from Voss, and totally captured what Voss was saying. So Charlie gets ordained in the OPC in 1972, and he becomes a pastor in Fairton, New Jersey. It's South Jersey, and he's putting to practice what he learned about Voss, and he's preaching Vossian sermons. And his older brother Jim comes to visit during a holiday, and he hears Charlie preach on Isaiah's little apocalypse, chapters 24 through 27, and it blows Jim away. He just can't believe, what he heard, and what Charlie, the Christ-centeredness of the message. And so they're having lunch back at Charlie's house, and Jim's going, "Who are you reading? Was it Young?" And Charlie goes, "No." So Kyle and Delich, no. And he goes, and anyone who knows Jim Dennison, no one has read more commentaries than Jim. And finally, Charlie just says to him, I'm just reading the text. I'm just reading the text. And finally, Jim said, asked, "Well, who taught you to read the text like that?" And Charlie, well, it's Gerhardus Voss. Read Gerhardus Voss. That's how you learn to read the text like that. And Jim, being passionate, intense like he is, just dove into Voss with a fervor, and himself also became, a great follower of Voss. So I think back of, I was thinking of that in regard to how much I love Voss group on Reform Forum, and that it used to be that you either went to seminary to learn about Voss, and that's what John Frame actually talks about in the Doctrine and Knowledge of God. There's a portion there where Frame talks about that, or you heard someone who was preaching it.
Yeah.
But now to have Voss group, it's just so, what you two are doing is so tremendous, and I just love it. And just a big shout out to you for making that available for a wider audience.
Oh, goodness.